Okay, hi Marius, hi Kyrre.
Hi.
So we are on Friday in OSCE conference, also human dimension conference. Yesterday we had our side event, so you can watch it on our Facebook, and it's going to be also next week on our page pantarey.org. So we spoke about the general issues. But I would like to have some few words about the Kyrre case, especially what is happening. So maybe Marius, could you introduce what is the Kyrre case, because it's a fresh case. Maybe somebody who is going to watch us in Norway or in Poland or international organization can help with this case.
Yeah, I'm glad you bring up this issue because it's a very important issue. As you may be aware of, on September 12th, Norway was convicted another 9 times in the European Court of Human Rights. And I've known Kyrre for many years, not in particular with this specific case, but we've had some other cases we discussed that it does not involve the CPS system. But I was aware that he was on the run from the Norwegian CPS some months ago, let's say a little more than half a year ago, and I strongly recommended him to stay in Poland. I think it was a very wise decision for him and his ex, as well as for the child, to be in Poland while this case was pending in the Norwegian system.
And she applied for asylum in June.
Mm-hmm.
I also helped them to do some extra application, more professional in June. But because of the lawyers in Norway that should help her, and also the father, who maybe was not informed enough, they believe in the Norwegian system. And
yeah.
she went in July or in August, July, back. And on the airport, they took the children.
Exactly. And that's, of course, I think that she was pushed by the system. She believed in the system, and the lawyers told her to come back and fight for the children in the Norwegian system. So she was obviously pushed, and I know that she regrets that decision now. However, done is done, and what we're doing now is that there will be a court case on 16th of October. As you may be aware, I'm in a constant conflict with the Norwegian system, but this time, quite ironically, the judge has allowed me to represent Kyrre in this case, which is, I was quite surprised myself, because I thought that would never not happen, but okay. So we will proceed this case in the Oslo City Court from October 16th, Monday, and where we will put a lot of emphasis upon these judgments from the European Court of Human Rights. So this will be actually a case that, in my opinion, should be quite simple, because Kyrre is not accused. It is the mother who is accused. He's the father. Nobody accuses him.
And that we know what we're talking about. Kyrre has full parental rights.
Yeah.
And there is no administrative case from Barnevernet or Fylkesnemnda against Kyrre, but his ex-fiancé or ex-partner.
But the ironic part and the good part is that on September 12th, when Norway was convicted again, the same CPS system that is involved in Kyrre's case got convicted in the European Court as well, for the second time, because they're being convicted before. So that's going to put a lot of pressure upon this Oslo community, as well as for the judges, because after all, these judges from the European Court tells that there is something severely wrong about the Norwegian legal system.
Yes. And the judges in Norway must comply with the judgments of the European Court of Human Rights as the officers of the state that is a party of those conventions. So if they are not acknowledging the violations, systematic violations, they also can be accused of wrongdoings as a judge.
Yeah, and I think that may be the reason why this judge in the city court allowed me to be his representative, because she is aware that Norway is mass convicted in the European Court of Human Rights. She's aware that I'm involved in a lot of these cases, and maybe, hopefully, she's willing to learn from these cases. And that's what we're going. We only have one purpose in that court case, and that is to represent before that judge all of these judgments from the European Court, say that taking a child into public care, no matter how well-founded it might have been, is a temporary measure that should be discontinued as soon as circumstances permit. But in this case, nobody's blaming him. That's
Yes,
why this case is so
could
unique.
you shortly explain it from the Norwegian law perspective? Because from the Norwegian law, what I know that if the mother, her parental rights are taken, so the state should give the child to the closest relative, which is the father. And in this case, they're not giving the child to his father. There is no any case against him. So basically,
That's stated in that county board decision that they were specifically raising their arguments towards the mother, not the father.
yes.
So nobody's accusing the father of anything. That is why this makes this case so
Yeah,
special.
so sometimes, sometimes like you activists, legal activists are accused that saying that Norway is kidnapping children is too much. But in this case, it's really a illegal, non-legal state kidnapping because there's no legal ground of any administrative decision, any court decision that they took his child.
Exactly. And that's why this case makes it so unprecedented as well, because you have also the fact that Poland is involved in this case as well, because the child was taken, actually kidnapped from Polish territory and brought back to Norway, where the father was here and his parental rights have not been attacked at all. So they were actually kidnapping him from a foreign territory. That raises a lot of
using misleading information, using kind of misleading the mother, basically, what to do.
Yeah, they've been misleading the mother. They've been doing, in my opinion, obviously, they've been violating conventions that is dealing with states, not only with private parties. Because this can be a case. There have been similar cases to this one before, where Norway violated Turkish law back in 2006 when they kidnapped Turkish children out of Turkey, a little bit on the same ground as what we're talking about in this case. So I've seen this before, that, and in that case, the Turkish government, by the Minister of Justice, approached the Norwegian government saying that you're actually violating our fundamental rights in Turkey. You're bringing these children out of Turkey without any legal grounds.
And like we said on the seminar, there was a judgment in Poland, I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, regarding different parents, Norwegian parents, that were accused criminally in Norway, and Norway asked Poland, I think by the European arrest warrant, to give them back to Norway. And the Polish judge and the Polish judicial system say no, there are systematic violations of the Article 8.2 of the European Court of Convention of Human Rights. So in Poland judiciary system, judges and also ministers for humanitarian affairs, Mr. Michał Wójcik, for instance, and the prosecutor office, even in the case of Oslo, are interfering on the side of the victims and against Norwegian authorities. So in the Polish system, in the Polish judicial system and the Polish executive system acknowledge that this is violations.
Exactly.
Our Polish state see it like this. And other states should also see it and push Norway, because maybe this case in the Kyrre case, the Norwegian judges who always criticize Polish system on some, and they have some legal grounds to do it, but they should look in the mirror and look that if they gonna do like they did before, so not opening the cases with the not reopening the case, not giving the children back, and so on, and not applying humanitarian law, human rights law in their own judgments, they are basically destroying their own judicial system.
And I'm glad you're bringing up this theme, because I found this, I knew we were going to discuss this topic in this meeting. So I found this quote from the Grand Chamber judgment in the Loving case, where the judges, the 13 judges who convicted Norway, actually are saying what you were saying now in a legal way, where they say that the Norwegian authorities' attitude concurs with the domestic law, setting a very low threshold for taking a child into conviction. Hardly any reason to take one. but an extremely high threshold to bring for discontinuing this public care, meaning that they take the children for no good reasons, and when they're taking the children, it's almost impossible to gain custody to the children. And that's what these 13 judges in the European Court are saying in that judgment. And that's very interesting as well, because that actually tells what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a state that's actually kidnapping children from perfectly fine families, and they refuse, even after a judgment in the European Court, to return these children to their families.
So this is not a democratic Republican a way of taking the in our Western legal tradition. The family was always granted with many autonomy from the ruling monarch and then state. But those interfering we know from the totalitarian times, from the communistic times and from the Nazi times, and of course Norway's sometimes compare because it has a history of collaboration with the Nazi times and also communistic after the war communistic influence as well. So I think Norway shouldn't do like this, because this opinion are getting more and more arguments.
He should go to him and cannot keep going this forever. Have to face themselves in the mirror.
Kyrre, so I think we're going to wrap it up, but Kyrre, if you like to speak to our viewers with some statement or about your relation with your son, could you say some few words, because we are speaking about legal framework, but your personal.
No, my relations to my son was very, very good. I has been with my son almost every day since he was born, and we had a very good relationship. I had took him out for lots of fun, and we had lots of activities, and I have plenty of videos recording that proves that we had a wonderful time, and I have learned him lots of things, and I have actually had quite much with children to do in my life, so I think I'm quite clever with children, so it shouldn't be any problem with me. So I have a good conscience about my own son, and as they say, they don't have any reason to keep him away from me, because I should go free as a father. But now they have taken him, and they're afraid to bring him back for some other reason. I don't know. I hope these things can be straightened up. So I will get my son back, and he's waiting for me, because now he's crying at the other family. And now I get some information that he don't feel so comfortable to be there.
How old is he?
He's 3 years and 4 or 5 months old. But he's good developed, and he understands quite much, even if he's young. But I think anyhow it's very crazy to take a child that young away, because it's painful for the mother, painful for the father, but also the painful for that small little boy to have to be in that switch situation. It's crazy.
And your economic situation is that you can be right away in Oslo, and you have a partner there, you have money to fulfill his needs. There is no economical ground to attack you that you can't.
No. Because I have my income every month. I am working a little bit also included, and I have my apartment in Oslo, which I am renting. It's 60 square, and that's a very nice area. So for me to take care of my son, and I have a home for him, it's no problem. And I have also money to support him whatever he needs.
But keep in mind, and this is important, that you are entitled to live everywhere you want it as well. You were part of the European economic area, so
yes.
If you want to stay in Poland, you have the same right in Poland as you have in Norway. So whether you stay in Poland or Norway doesn't make a difference anyway.
No, actually, me and my ex-partner and my son, we actually moved to Poland, and my son William, he started in kindergarten. And the feedback we get from the kindergarten, he went there maybe almost 3 months, it's very good because he did learn some Polish and he was very open and playful with the other children. So they have given a very good report back on him. So it shows that it was a wonderful time here in Poland with him, and he didn't have any kind of problem. And those children's system in Norway, they are speculating on if it's something wrong with him or something reason. But all these people in Poland who met him, they say that he is normal, he's fine. And I have lots of video recording, as I said, and I can prove that he's just fine. There's no reason to doubt about anything else than that. And since I was actually protected here in Poland, and also my son, then I cannot accept that the mother is just flying back to Norway with my son without giving me any permission. And then the children's system waiting for her, and this was planned 10 days actually before she left, and I didn't get any warning. And I sitting back as a father, and I think I should also have a kind of protections here in Poland, also my son. So even if it's the mother returning him, then it shouldn't make any difference, because my protection should be stronger than if she just disappear like that.
Maybe Poland should make like a version of his case like they did in India, a new kind of story, Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway, Polish version where his case is.
Yes, of course. So Kyrre has now a legal way he's going to fight for his child in Norway, but we as a Pantarey Foundation, with cooperation with Kyrre, with Marius Reikerås, going to bring it up also in the Polish government and the Polish diplomats in OSCE, but also in the state. Of course, we are waiting for the new elections. Hopefully, the new government also going to have this pro-family and oriented policy. But yes, so if you can help us, if you can help Kyrre, because he is a normal father and he want to have his son back, please help us, join us, contact us, and let's fight. Also, if you are a judge or a clerk in a politician in Norway, you must also change the system to to fulfill the laws, but also to secure your interests as a nation, as a state, that you are not demolishing international law and your basic international public view of Norway, because it's going down and it's going to go more down.
Exactly. They have to do drastic changes, and hopefully your case can provide some positive benefits as well in case of the awareness that your case will bring on also an international level. I think it would be amazing. I have tried to encourage the people in India to make a follow-up version of Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway Part 2, and they are not, they're willing to look into that, and I think that I can even bring the question more to dramatize these stories on the movie screen, so that we can, so even more people will be aware of the problems.
So there's going to be a Bollywood. So this is like Norway start behaving this because you're going to have a Bollywood film against you. In other words, so it's like it's Barbara Streisand. This situation that you are trying to hide something and it's getting bigger and bigger.
So the plot is there. That might be another way.
Okay, so
the special is that when parents travel to other countries to be protected by their children, there can be all kinds of situations they're into. But the basically is that they are actually protecting their child and keep safe in this country.
The best interest of the child, which is part of the convention of the International Convention for the Children's Rights.
And I will say that like my partner went back to Norway and bring the child back to the children's system. All the other girls who have been here have done the opposite. They will just keep staying here as long as they can. So this is crazy actions because my ex-partner, she was very pressed of this situation because she was afraid to lose her job, she was afraid to lose the relationship to her father, she was afraid to lose her partner. And she had contact with her lawyer, and she had contact with the children's system, she had contact with the police, and they in somehow could scare the hell of her, so she was so afraid, so they
manipulate her,
manipulate her,
brainwash and manipulate that she's gonna lose the like base of her life.
She was so focused to stay here, and she was so aware about the risk to go back to Norway. So I didn't have any kind of clue that she was doing this. We was actually 5 days in Zakopane, and we had a wonderful travel there. Next day, when we returned, she just disappeared in the morning. And I came to the house, and I had to clean the apartment, and then when suitcases was gone, I was not able to know this before she left.
Okay, so we're gonna wait for the 16th of October. What is gonna be the outcome of the hearing? Which way the judge is gonna move this case? Because we also are in OSCE monitoring this and informing parties of our states, but also OSCE that are interested about those cases. And we're going to bring up to the spotlight how Norway is changing system or not. Hopefully, we're not going to have to next year and the next years show these cases, because it should be normal, and like all states must fulfill those obligations.
So I'll cross my fingers.
And we would like to thank you and for your wonderful support, and you have a very big day coming up as well. So,
yes, I have a birthday, so hopefully on my we can celebrate after my birthday win of Kyrre, of course, and others families, and of course thank you all also for preparation, also with Marius Reikerås, the president of Pantarey Foundation, that also was yesterday, and we are doing the psychological thing. So
I cannot emphasize that strong enough. I mean, the only way we can get rid of these atrocities and these crimes against humanity is to bring international attention to the problems. And that's why it's so important to collaborate with people like you. So we are extremely grateful. I want to really emphasize how important that is, because I mean, we have reached a certain way, and that's only because of the international pressure that we've been able to put on Norway. And if we didn't have that, if we didn't have the international pressure, we wouldn't even have one conviction in the European Court. That's as easy as that.
Thank you all once more, and share it, like it, contact us, act now.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye guys.
Take care.
Ciao, ciao. Ja, det var ju